my lovely students, how are you all? A very hearty welcome to this mind-blowing platform, Physics Wallah. My name is Nupur Sharma and today we are going to do the proposal. Okay? The proposal is basically a play where we are going to meet three very short-tempered people. Okay? We meet three short-tempered people and basically this is a Russian play. And you know, Russians are very famous for, their high-pitched voice, okay? When they speak, it seems like as if they are fighting, although they are very sweet people. But here, we are going to say, you just realize that when this play was being acted and, everybody was shouting, it's quite a lovely play. It's very funny as well because, the way they address each other, the way they call each other, it's very, it's a very comical play. But let's find out that how we are going to find it. See, first of all, we are going to do an overview, then line-by-line explanation, word meanings, and important key points we are going to discuss. And along with that, we are also going to do the homework. Okay, I'm going to give you homework from the sample paper. Okay, from your latest sample paper, we are going to discuss a question. Okay, and then you can just, do it. Okay, now let's come to the overview. The proposal, originally titled A Marriage Proposal, is a one-act play, a farce by the Russian short story writer and dramatist Anton Chekhov. It was written in 1888 to 1889. See, the proposal, first of all, you should understand the meaning of proposal. What is basically a proposal? Proposal can have different meanings. A proposal can be a marriage proposal. A proposal can be of, it can be a business proposal. It can be of any scheme. For example, if somebody has a scheme for you, they say that, see, I have a proposal for you. The proposal can have multiple meanings. But here we are seeing that this proposal basically means that it's a marriage proposal. Here we are going to see a marriage proposal. But how this marriage proposal, becomes very comical and how, this becomes, that changes into a quarrel, we are going to find in this play. The play is about the tendency of wealthy families to seek ties with other wealthy families to increase their estates by encouraging marriages that make good economic sense. See, first of all, the thing that we, see here is that, the wealthy families, we see the condition of a, here also in this chapter, we are going to see two wealthy families. There is a discussion amongst two wealthy families, Lomovs and Chubukovs. And the wealthy families, they have a tendency that a wealthy person, they are going to get their daughter or their son married to a rich person only. They are going to get them married to a wealthy person only. Why? Because wealthy person, that the more wealth we have, the more greedy the person are. Okay, so here also we are going to see that these two greedy people, these two wealthy people, they want to, form an alliance with each other in order to increase their estates. Now, here we see Ivan Lomov, a long-time wealthy neighbor of Stepan Chubukov. So, as I told you, it's a discussion between two families, about two families, Lomovs and Chubukovs. So, Ivan Lomov, he is a wealthy neighbor of Stepan Chubukov. They have been, neighbors from quite a long time. Quite a long time, even, generations after generation, they are living with each other. They are each other's neighbors. Now, he is, seeking the, seeking hand of his daughter called Natalia. His daughter's name is Natalia. All three are quarrelsome people. As I told you that they are very quarrelsome. They are very angry people, They're always ready to fight. So these kind of people we meet here and they quarrel over petty issues. They are, quarreling over petty issues. The issues that they discuss, it becomes very comical. This chapter is, this play is very comical because that the issues that they're fighting on, it's not a big issue. They are quite petty issues. They do not have any worth, but still they are fighting. The proposal is in danger of being forgotten amidst all this quarreling, but economic good sense ensures that the proposal is made after all, although the quarreling perhaps continues. So what we are going to see here is that, as I told you, that this chapter is about a proposal. But you may think that if it's about a proposal, why so they are talking about a quarrel? Why are they fighting with each other? You know, proposal is a very romantic thing. When we talk about proposal is like the other person is very, proposes, a girl. When a man proposes a girl, the girl becomes happy. She, rejoices these moments, and even the father, the family is very happy, and they all enjoy. But here we are going to see it's a very unique proposal. You have never seen such a proposal in your life. So that is why this play is going to be very interesting. And in the end also we are going to see that they are still fighting with each other. Even after the proposal is being made, the proposal is in danger after, after every few minutes. But it soon, takes place. The proposal takes place and the girl also accepts the proposal. But still they continue fighting. And that is, the foundation of marriage. And it's also, when, people get married, husband and wife, it's very normal for them to fight, but they are fighting even before the marriage. Before marriage people don't fight usually, but in this play we are going to see that they are fighting. They are, fighting like husband and wife before marriage itself. So here we are going to meet three characters. For the first character is Stepan Stepanovich Chubukov. Okay, Stepan Stepanovich Chubukov. Now this Chubukov, he's a landowner. Okay, he's a landowner. He has a lot of money. Okay, he has a lot of land. And then we meet Natalia Stepanova, who is his daughter. His daughter, she's 25 years old. Okay, she's 25 years old, and she's average looking girl, and she's a very good housekeeper. Okay, and then we meet Ivan Vasilevich Lomov. So Ivan Lomov, we call him Ivan Lomov. He's a neighbor of Chubukov, a large and hearty but very suspicious landowner. So this person also, he is very different. He's a very suspicious landowner, and we also see that he is suffering from a lot of diseases. He is always, not feeling well. His, heartbeat goes very high, and we see it here also that how nervous he becomes in such kind of situations. So the way he addresses, the way he talks is very, it's very interesting. So now let's start with the proposal. So first of all, a drawing room in Chubukov's house. Lomov enters wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. Chubukov rises to meet him. So basically this is the setting of the play. Okay. Or we can see the scene. Okay. The scene, how it starts. A drawing room. Okay. A drawing room is shown of Chubukov's. Okay. So basically the whole scene, the whole act takes place in Chubukov's house and in Chubukov's drawing room. It starts with Chubukov's drawing room, and Lomov enters. Now, what kind of clothes Lomov is wearing? This is very important. Okay, he is wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. So he is wearing a very formal clothes. Okay, he is wearing very formal clothes, and Chubukov rises to meet him. Now, what does Chubukov say? My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilevich, I'm extremely glad. Squeezes his hand. Now, this is a surprise, my darling. How are you? See, the thing that is written in bracket, it is basically what really happens. They are trying to explain the scene, that what they are doing. See, my dear fellow, my dear friend, whom do I see? Whom do I see? It means he is surprised. We can see that Chubukov is surprised that, Stepan has come to meet him. And Ivan Vasilevich, I'm extremely glad. He shows that he is very happy. Okay, he's very happy to see him. Then he, squeezes his hands. It means that they shake hand like this. And then he says that I'm quite surprised, my darling. How are you? Okay, how are you? This is basically how people, address each other when they meet after a long time. Then Lomov says, thank you, and how may you be getting on? How you may be getting on means how are you? Basically, he just wants to ask that how are you? How are you doing? Okay, how are you doing? How's everything going on? So a formal type of conversation takes place. Then Chubukov says, we just get along somehow, my angel. Thanks to your prayers and so on. Sit down, please do. Now you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling. My dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up? Evening dress, gloves and so on. Can you be going somewhere, my treasure? Now, just look. See, it's very funny how, Chubukov addresses Lomov. Okay, he's calling him by all sweets name that we can imagine. First of all, he calls him my angel. Okay, just keep on noticing that how he addresses Lomov. He says that my angel, we just get along somehow. It means that we're just, life is going on. And I'm very, happy to see you, and you should not forget about your neighbors, why don't you come to visit? So this is basically how people talk to each other. So he's like that, you must not forget, and you have come after a long time, my dear fellow, why are you wearing such a formal getup? As I told you, that his dress is very important. It plays a very important role here, because he is wearing a very formal dress, and it's very unusual for everyone, even for Chubukov and his daughter, that he's wearing such, nice clothes. He's wearing the clothes that people usually wear on formal occasions. That is why he asks him that, why are you wearing such formal clothes? And are you going anywhere, my treasure? Now he calls him my treasure. As I told you, that you will be surprised at what kind of names he is calling, Lumov. Then Lumov says, no, I have come only to see you, honored Stepanovich. Chubukov, then why are you in evening dress, my precious, as if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit? Now, Lomov is telling that I have just come to meet you. Obviously Chubukov is surprised because he never comes to visit him. So that is why he wants to ask that what is the purpose of his coming. And he is always, he's also very surprised at why is he wearing such kind of clothes. Now, Chubukov also, Chubukov again asks him that why are you wearing such kind of a dress? My precious, why are you wearing your evening dress? Evening dress basically means, evening dresses are the dresses which we usually wear to a party. Okay, like the parties are in evening, and you go to some formal, places in evening, or you go to, like it's a New Year's Eve visit. New Year's Eve, it's a very big day, and people wear good clothes on that day. So that is why he also thought that he has come for, he is looking like as if it's a New Year Eve's visit. Now Lumov says, well, you see, it's like this. Takes his arm. See, again, it's written in bracket. Everything that is written in bracket is being, it's the action that is taking place on. Okay, because we are reading the play, we are not watching the play. So they are basically telling us, they are trying to create an image in our mind that what they are doing while they are speaking. So, well, you see, it's like this. He takes his arm. I have come to you, honored Stepanovich, to trouble you with the request. Now he starts that why he has come, because we know that he has come to propose his daughter. He has come with a proposal. But obviously, when a person is, comes for a proposal, he's basically nervous. You can just imagine this thing. See, usually what happens in India, people do not propose each other. It's arranged marriage, or, even in love marriages, the proposal is not a very big task, usually ask with each other. But if we talk about the foreign countries, if we talk about Russia, if we talk about Europe and US and everything, proposal is a very big thing here. Okay, like, there are different stages of marriage. Proposal is the first thing. First of all, they propose each other. Then there is engagement. Engagement means when the, when the groom offers the bride the ring, that is called engagement. So proposal is a very big event there. Unlike India, in India it's very normal, because in India most of the marriages are arranged marriages. So the proposal is a very big event. So that is why he is wearing such formal clothes, and he is very nervous basically to ask, Chubukov's daughter's hand in marriage. Now he says that not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask your pardon. I'm getting excited. I shall drink some water. Honored Stepanovich. Now the way he is speaking, we can easily assume that he is very nervous. So that is why he's saying, once or twice I have asked your, help before. So he's just trying to create a preface. He's just trying to set the mood. That is why he's saying that, I have already asked you for help and you have never disappointed me. So that is why I must ask your pardon. I'm sorry, sorry for this thing. I am getting excited. I shall drink some water. So these all things are showing that he is basically very nervous. So Chubukov aside. Now Chubukov aside. What do you mean by aside? Aside is something that the person is not saying to the other character. There are two characters. The two characters are having a conversation. Okay. Now, aside means that he is not basically conversing with, the other character, but he is conversing with the audience. It's like breaking the fourth wall. Okay. It's like breaking the fourth wall. Basically, he is, we can say that he is talking to himself. Okay. He's talking to himself, and he is not saying this thing to Lumov. So, what does he say? He has come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. Now, he's come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. So, he's saying that maybe he has come to ask, maybe he's come to borrow money, and I'm not going to give him, the money, as we know that the wealthy people are quite greedy. And so that is why Chubukov was not at all interested in giving Lomov money if if he asks. Allowed, what is it? My beauty. Now, what is it? My beauty. Now, allowed is allowed. When we, read this word allowed means that this is the thing that he is basically saying. These are the words that he utters. Now, aside was something that he was, talking to himself and or addressing the audience. See, he's asking me for money. I'm not going to give him. And then he says, okay, what is it, my beauty? What is it, my beauty? What are you asking for? See, my beauty. Again, he addresses him with, a clear adjective, my beauty, my beauty. Now, Lomov says, you see, honored Stepanich. I beg pardon, Stepan Honorich. I mean, I'm awfully excited, as you will please notice. Now, he is so much excited. He's so much nervous that he is calling him with, different names. He is calling him with wrong names. Stepanich, Stepan Honorich. Okay, so these are the names that he is using to address him. It clearly shows that he is so much nervous. When usually we are nervous, we are not able to talk, we are trembling. We are not able to even utter the words clearly. So this is the thing that is happening with Lomov. He says, I mean, I'm awfully excited. As you will please notice, in short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance. Now again, he's just going on and on. He's just, trying to, make a preface, and he's just trying to, pave his way through this. Now he's saying, I'm awfully excited. I'm awfully excited. Please notice, in short, you can help me, I have no right to, get your assistance and this and that. So he's basically trying to do that. Now Chubukov, oh, don't go round and round, darling. Spit it out well. So Chubukov also realizes that he's just going round and round. It means that he's not basically coming to the point. So Chubukov actually wants to say that just come to the point. Why are you, making a jalebi out of it? And why are you, not speaking it properly? Just say whatever you want to. Okay, just be clear. Now Lomov says, one moment. This very minute, the fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanovna, in marriage. Now Lomov, in fine, he actually, spits it out. He, pukes it out, and he says that, the thing is that I want to get married to your daughter, Natalia. So he comes to point. After a very long preface, he basically comes to the point. So, Chubukov, oh, don't go round and round. Okay, this is being repeated here. So, Chubukov says joyfully. Now, joyfully, again, it's written in bracket. It means that Chubukov gets very excited. After listening this thing, Chubukov is excited. So, basically, this is the thing that we were, expecting, that, whenever the other person is proposing, the answer is either positive or negative. Either the person becomes very happy or he is very sad. But we can see here that Chubukov is positive about it. Okay, he is very happy about it. By Jove, Ivan Vasilievich, say it again. I didn't hear it all. By Jove, it means that he's, basically it's an expression. Okay, like we say now, oh my God. So he's, by Jove, Ivan Vasilievich, say it again. I didn't hear it all. It means that he was very good. We say, oh, I didn't hear it. Please repeat it again, because, the words that we like, the sentences that we like, the thing that we like, we want to hear it again and again. Lomov says, I have the honor to ask. Now Chubukov interrupts him. He knows that Lomov, again, he's going to go round and round. He's not going to come to the point. He's basically very nervous and excited. So even now, we can see that Chubukov is also not able to, digest his excitement. And he also says, my dear fellow. Now, this is the word that he uses for him. My dear fellow, I'm so glad, and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. Embraces and kisses Lomov. So he embraces and kisses Lomov. Again, this happens, this is the action that takes place. He just hugs Lomov and he kisses Lomov. Okay, he kisses Lomov. I have been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. So we can see that Chubukov is very happy. Even Chubukov was, he was also expecting this thing to happen. He is very happy. Sheds a tear. He also sheds a tear. So this is what happens. Okay, he sheds a tear, he embraces and he kisses Lomov. And I have always loved you, my angel. Now, again he calls him my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both his help and his love, and so on, and so much hope. What am I behaving in this idiotic way for? I'm off my balance with joy, absolutely off my balance. Oh, with all my soul, I'll go and call Natalia and all that. See, he is also very excited. Earlier, we could see that Lomov was very excited, but now Chubukov also shows his excitement. He's like, oh my God, I hope this thing for you, I hope this, I hope that for you, you know, I want happiness for you. So this is the thing that happens. Now he says that, why am I behaving in such an idiotic way? You know, why I'm doing like this? I'm off my balance. I'm off my balance. Basically, he says that I'm fainting. You know, off my balance means he is fainting. He is fainting. Fainting with joy. Okay, this is fainting with joy. You know, when he's so happy that he's like, oh my God, I'm off my balance. I'm off my balance on my soul. You know, I should call Natalia. He soon realizes that this is a moment for Natalia. You know, Natalia should also know this. So he says that I should call my daughter Natalia. Then Lomov, greatly moved. Greatly moved means he is very emotional. He becomes very emotional. Okay, he becomes very emotional. Even he is about to shed a tear because he could not believe that Chubukov was, you know, Chubukov replied in a positive manner, and he was also very happy for it. Honored Stepan Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent? Now, basically, Lomov comes to the point. Lomov says that, okay, you are very happy. Are you sure that Natalia is also going to be happy? Because we are talking about those times, not those times, basically we are talking about Russia, where, you know, the consent of daughter is also required. The bride is also required. Basically, if we talk about India, it's not so much required. But even in the older times in Russia, you know, the consent of the daughter is required. Count on her means, can I believe on her? Can I trust on her? Okay, count on you mean, you understand, no? That can I trust? Can I trust that she is also going to say yes? Chubukov says, why, of course, my darling. Okay, now he calls him my darling. And as if she won't consent, she's in love. Egat, she's like a lovesick cat and so on, shan't be long. Now, Chubukov says, why? She's going to be very happy. Now, Chubukov is also very, you know, he is very optimist about, you know, he's very, you know, sure, he's quite certain that even Natalia is going to react very happily. She says, he says that she is a lovesick cat. She's lovesick cat. She's mad for love and she is going to love you. She also loves you. She also likes you. And then he says, shan't be so long. Shan't be long. Shan't be long means that I'm not going to take much time. Then he exits. Now Lomov here is, you know, basically all alone. He's all alone and he's talking to himself. All these things he's talking to himself. It's cold. I'm trembling all over. Just as if I have got an examination before me. The great thing is I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal or for real love, then I'll never get married. It's cold. Natalia Stepanova is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. What more do I want? See, basically, now Lomov, we can see that Lomov is a sick person. Not a sick person, not like that sick person, you know, he's not, you know, mad or something. But a sick person here means that he is basically, you know, he's always out of breath. He's not, you know, he's a very nervous, very excited kind of person. Basically, we can say that his, you know, blood pressure is all shot up and he's like that. So he's just talking to himself. He's feeling very cold. You know, throughout the play, we are going to notice that he's always feeling very much cold. You know, this happens, you know, when we are very excited, when we are terrified, or when we are very excited, we feel sometimes, you know, both the things can happen. Sometimes we feel very much, you know, hot. We feel that, oh, it's such hot, you know, it's such a hot weather. But he is feeling that it's cold. Okay, he's feeling cold. We can also notice that he's cold. It means that maybe he's very, you know, malnutrition kind of a person. He is basically not of good health. So this kind of a person he is. And then he is excited. He is just talking to himself. I'm just feeling like this is my examination day. You know, he's comparing this situation with his examination day. Like we are excited for our examination. We are very nervous in our examination. Then he is, you know, convincing himself. He's convincing himself. He's giving himself, you know, the ideas that why he should get married to Natalia. He is just convincing himself. See, Natalia is an average looking girl. Okay, she's not bad looking. Not bad looking means she's average looking, but she's an excellent housekeeper. You know, when we are talking about a wealthy family, they must have a lot of, you know, land and everything. They must have a lot of servants. So it is very much necessary for the lady to be a good housekeeper. So that is a positive thing about him. And he also says that she is also well educated. What more do I want? So he is just, you know, telling us about all the positive points about Natalia and why does he want to get married to her? What are her qualities? So these are all her good qualities that are, she is excellent housekeeper, she is not bad looking, and she is also well educated. Now, but I'm getting a noise in my ears from excitement, drinks, and it's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I'm already 35, a critical age, so to speak. Now, but I'm getting a noise in my ears. I'm getting a noise in my ears is that he is so much excited that he is feeling like that he has a tinnitus. Tinnitus means that his ears are ringing. He's so much, filled with excitement. Then he says that, then he drinks water, obviously to calm himself, he drinks water. Then he says, it's impossible for me not to get married. I'm of 35. Now we get to know his age. He is almost 10 years older than, Natalia, but it's quite common, it was quite common in the older times. Now he says that in the second place, I ought to lead quite a regular life. He says that I have quite a regular life. Regular, we can also say that he has a very boring life. He has just a normal life. I suffer from palpitations. As I told you that he is not well, I suffer from palpitations. I am excitable and always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling and there is a twitch in my right eyebrow. So we can see his medical condition. His medical condition is not so good. Okay, he suffers from palpitations. Palpitations means when your heart it beats it beats very fast, and he suffers from palpitations. I'm excitable. He is very excited, and sometimes he becomes very nervous. He is awfully upset. Okay, it means that he is a very sensitive person. These all, conditions, these all, things, symptoms show that he is a very nervous kind of a person, and he is such kind of a person who easily gets upset. It means that he has a short temper as well. He has a short temper, and his lips are trembling, and there is a twitch in his right eyebrow. When there is twitch in right eyebrow, when your mental condition is not stable, when you're not, feeling well and something, all these things are happening. So even, right eyebrow, it starts twitching. But the very worst of all is the way I sleep. I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off, when suddenly something in my left side gives a pull, and I can feel it in my shoulder and head. Now, this is something very scary. He also says that, when I'm sleeping, what happens is, when I'm sleeping, I feel that somebody is pulling me. Somebody is pulling me by my shoulder and my head. So these are all the negative points about Lumov. We can see that he is not a suitable groom. To be very honest, if we look at all these conditions, we can easily assume that he is not at all a suitable groom, because he is not keeping well. He is not basically a normal person. So he says that I feel that somebody is, pulling me to my left side. I jump up like a lunatic. Now, when this happens, when he feels that somebody is pulling him, maybe it's all in his mind, or maybe this is a medical condition, which, when he feels that somebody is pulling him, it can be, it can be something scary, or, a ghost does that, God knows. But he says that when this happens, I jump up like a lunatic. Lunatic means like a mad person. Okay. I jump up like a mad person. I walk about a bit and lie down again. But as soon as I begin to go off sleep, there is another pull, and this may happen 20 times. This may happen 20 times. He is telling his condition. So we can see that he's not at all good for Natalia, and he doesn't share all these things in front of, Chubukov, but he's, talking to himself. So we may know that what kind of a person is, Ivan Vasilevich. So now, Natalia Stepanova comes in. So this thing happens. Now Natalia enters the scene. Okay, the scene changes, and Natalia enters. Now Natalia says, well, there, it's you. And Papa said, go, there is a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilevich? Well, there it is you. There it's you. She says, well, there it's you. So it basically looks like that his father, Natalia's father, was basically, he was playing with her. He was, trying to make a joke of it, because he was saying that there is a merchant come for your goods, come for his goods, because we can see here that he was calling Ivan a merchant and Natalia as goods, because the groom takes away his bride. Basically, he is comparing him with a merchant, like a merchant takes away its goods. So how do you do, Ivan Vasilevich? Okay, Ivan Vasilevich, now he's asking about his health. Lumov says, how do you do, honored Natalia Stepanovna? Natalia says, you must excuse my apron and neglige. We are selling peas for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. They seat themselves. Won't you have some lunch? Now, Natalia, being a very good woman, we can see here. See, here we can see that she's very wealthy, and you know, the wealthy people, basically, they have a lot of, you know, courtesies and everything, the manners that they have to follow. So she's wearing an apron. Apron, you know, that a kitchen, you know, in kitchen we wear an apron so that our clothes don't get spoiled. So she's explaining that please don't mind my apron and my neglige. Neglige means that she was not wearing a proper dress. She was not dressed properly. Okay, we can say here that she was not dressed properly. Okay, because this is basically expected that when somebody visits you, you must be, you know, dressed properly. And then she explains that we were selling peas. It means that they were, you know, taking, you know, the peas, you know, out of the shells for drying. So she was explaining that why I'm looking so bad, and why haven't you been here for such a long time. So she asks him that why you haven't been here, like, you know, the usual courtesy that takes place. And then she asked him that would you have some lunch, but Lomov says no thank you, I have had some already. So this is a basic conversation similar to the conversations that we usually have when somebody visits our house. So then Natalia says, then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. Then smoke. Then she offers him to smoke because it was quite normal in the older times. So she asks him, then you must smoke. Okay, she offers him cigarettes. She says that the matches, these are the matches. The weather is splendid now. The weather is, you know, wonderful now. It's very pleasant now. Splendid, we can say that the weather is, you know, pleasant. It's, you know, good. Then she says that she is basically talking about the weather. You know, this happens, you know, when she is trying to have a casual conversation with him. And then she says that, you know, the workmen didn't do anything at all yesterday. The weather is good today, but it was very bad yesterday because it was raining. It was quite wet. How much hay have you stacked? Just think, I felt greedy and had a whole field cut. And now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may rot. I ought to have waited a bit, but what's this? Why you are in evening dress? Well, I never. Are you going to a ball or what? Though I must say you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that? Now again, what happens is that she's, as I told you, that she's trying to have a normal conversation. She's talking about the weather. She's talking about because they are landowners, and the landowners, they, you know, she's saying that how much hay you have collected, because both of these are landowners, and landowners need hay because they might have animals and everything, you know. They need hay for the fodder. And she says that, but what I did was that I collected a lot of hay, and I'm afraid that it's going to rot. How you have, then what happens? Then she comes to the point. Then she notices that Ivan is wearing an evening dress. And as I told you that his dress plays a very important role. He says that, you know, why are you wearing such a dress? Okay, why are you in your evening clothes? Are you going to a ball? She is also a little hesitant that I should not ask this from you. I have no right to ask this from you. But still, she insists on, asking this question that why are you wearing such a formal dress? You look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that? Why are you got up like that means why are you dressed up like that? Then Lomov gets excited. You see, honored Natalia Stepanovna, the fact is I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Of course, you will be surprised and perhaps even angry, but aside, it's awfully cold. Now, Lomov is very excited, as we already know that he is again getting very nervous because he has already proposed his father, her father, not proposed his father, but her father, but he has, cleared his intentions, in front of him. He has told that I have come here to propose Natalia, but now it's turn of Natalia. Now he has to propose her. So he again, becomes very excited. And then he's also wondering that maybe she'll be surprised or she'll get angry or whatever. Then aside again, he's deciding, it's awfully cold. It's awfully cold. He's saying it's awfully cold. As I told you that, he throughout the whole play, he is feeling very much cold. Okay, and Russia is a cold country. So he says that, it's awfully cold. He doesn't say this to Natalia, but he's saying it separately. Aside means, in the side. Natalia, what's the matter? Well, Lomov, I shall try to be brief. You must know, honored Natalia Stepanovna, that I have long, since my childhood in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. As we can see again, that again, obviously he is not going to propose her directly. So he's, trying to set up the, whole field. Then he says that, our families know each other from a very long time. My, aunt, my late aunt and her husband, we can see here that his late aunt and her husband were, they owned that land that now he owns, because he had inherited that land from them only. Maybe they didn't have any son or something. So he says that I inherited my land, and it's a great honor that I know your family. So obviously this thing happens. He is not going to propose her directly. The Lomovs and the Chubukovs have always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my Oxen Meadows touch your birch woods. Now it's we are going to reach on the point where the fight begins. So he is saying that now he tells that, the Lomovs and Chubukovs, we have been, friends from a very long period, and we have been, affectionate regard. We have an affectionate regard. Affectionate means a lovable regard from each other. Okay, we, basically we respect each other a lot. And then he says that you will remember that my Oxen Meadows touch your birch woods. So Oxen Meadows, basically it's a place where, the animals graze. Okay, and birch woods, I'm writing it, a place for grazing. Okay. So Lomov here says that my Oxen Meadows means my place for grazing, a place for grazing, touches your birch woods. Birch woods is a kind of tree. They have a lot of trees. So here he is saying that Oxen Meadows are mine and birch woods are yours, and they touch together. It means that our land is also, joined. Even our land is neighbor. Natalia, excuse me, interrupting you. You say my Oxen Meadows, but are they yours? Now she is very, she cannot believe her ears, and she is saying, what? What are you saying? Are Oxen Meadows yours? I heard that you are saying that it's yours. It's not yours. Lomov says, yes, mine. Natalia, what are you talking about? Oxen Meadows are ours, not yours. Lomov, no, mine, honored Natalia Stepanova. Now they start fighting. They start fighting over the Oxen Meadows. So this is the first thing that they start with, that are the Oxen Meadows. So, Lomov believes that the Oxen Meadows are his, and Natalia believes that they are theirs. Natalia, well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out? Lomov, how? I'm speaking of those Oxen Meadows which are wedged in between your birch woods and the Brunt Marsh. Now, basically, Natalia is saying that I never knew this thing. I don't know that what you're talking about. But Lomov explains her. Say, I'm talking about those Oxen Meadows. He even clarifies that which are wedged. Wedged means are in, come in between. That are between your birch woods and the burnt marsh. Natalia, yes, I know. You have clarified me. I'm also talking about those Oxen Meadows only. They are ours. Okay, it belongs to us. No, you're mistaken, honored Natalia Stepanova. They are mine. Natalia, just think, Ivan Vasilevich, how long have you been? How have they been yours? Lomov, how long? As long as I can remember. Natalia, really, you won't get me to believe that. Now they're fighting with each other and they're asking each other that, how long do you think that they're yours? She's asking that, how long do you think that they're yours? And, he clarifies that, as long as I know, as long as I remember, they are mine. These are mine. The Oxen Meadows are mine. Lomov says, but you can see from the documents on Natalia Stepanovna, Oxen Meadows, it's true, were once the subject of dispute, but now everybody knows that they are mine. There is nothing to argue about it. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. See, Now Lomov is saying that it's in the documents as well. He says that I have the proof, I have the documents available, and he also explains that what was the reason that people believe that the Oxen Meadows are, of Chubukovs. He says that they have been, it's a disputed property. Okay, so we come to know that Oxen Meadows were a disputed property, but they were, some years back they were disputed property, but now everybody knows that they belong to the Lomovs. And he also says, now there comes a point. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasant of your father's grandfather. So he's talking about the ancestors. Aunt's grandmother, she gave this land to your father's grandfather. In return, she asked them to make, bricks. Okay, they were to make bricks for her. So we are talking about those times when, today we can see, that the bricks, we can get anything from the market. But earlier, everything you had to make yourself, you had to, employ the people to make bricks and everything. Because maybe his aunt's grandmother, she was also very rich and she needed bricks and everything. So in return of that land that she gave to Chubukovs for use, Chubukovs, their peasants for use, she, asked them to, for a favor, she asked that in return, you just make bricks for me. Okay, you're going to do this thing for me. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own when it happened that. Now, he also says that, we had given them the land, but now because since they are using it for a very long period, they think that this is ours only because they have been using it for 40 years. So they don't remember that this is not their own land, but they got it, in exchange of, a favor that they were doing. They were making bricks and in return they got that. But now he's saying that, they have an habit, they are habitual of using that land, but that land belongs to us. The Oxen Meadows are still ours. Natalia, no, it isn't at all like that. Both grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that Oxen Meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly. Now, Natalia, she's not, she is not ready to listen the story. And she says, no. My father, both my grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned this. Reckoned is that they still remember that they used to say that the land till the burnt marsh was ours. In burnt marsh, that the Oxen Meadows were in between birch woods and the burnt marsh. So they said that our land extends till the burnt marsh. It means that even the Oxen Meadows are ours. So she's saying that Oxen Meadows were ours. I don't see that there is something to argue about. It's simply silly. You're simply being silly. It's ours only. No more. I'll show you the documents. Now he's ready to show the documents. He's saying that, see, Natalia Stepanovna, I'm going to show you the documents. Natalia says, no, you're simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We have had the land for nearly 300 years. And then we are suddenly told that it's ours. Now, he's saying that we have had this land for 300 years. And I think that you're joking with me. I think this is a kind of a joke. It's not a joke, this is ours. I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only come to 5 dezitins and are worth perhaps 300 rubles. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, I can't stand unfairness. Now, Natalia is saying, see, the thing is, as I told you, that they are fighting over petty issues. It's a very petty issue because the land is very petty. The land is not of any, cost. It's very cheap. The land is very cheap. She says that it's of only 300 rubles. And, there is not much worth of that land. But I'm talking about principles. She's saying that, I can't stand unfairness because this is unfairness because you're calling something which is mine yours. You are saying that that Oxen Meadows belong to you, but they do not belong to you. They belong to us. Okay, these are ours, and I cannot stand unfairness. This is unfairness. This is not a good thing that you are saying to me. This is not a correct thing. Now, Lumov, hear me out. I implore you. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I've already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother wishing to make them pleasant. Now Lumov says, hear me out, just listen to me, because Lumov is basically talking, he's trying to put some sense to the conversation, because he's talking about the documents, and he's, talking about basically the facts that he knows. So he says, the peasant of your father's grandfather, and I, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you. Now he's getting a little bit anxious, because he's saying that I have already explained it to you. That is my, I have already explained it to you, that my father's grandfather gave that to, your aunt's, aunt's grandmother used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. I mean, my aunt's grandmother, because it's quite confusing. See, his aunt's grandmother, she granted the land to the peasants of her father's grandfather. So that was a deal. So we can say that that was a deal between the people who have long died. Okay, and there is no proof of that, but he says that he has the documents. But Natalia says, I can't make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, and that's all. Obviously, Natalia says that I can't make head or toe, head or tail. Head or tail means that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I do not understand this thing. Whatever you are saying, about grandmothers and grandfathers, I do not care about that. Okay, I do not care about that. And the land is ours, that's all. Okay, but Lumov says, no, it's mine. Now, Natalia, ours, you can go on providing it for 2 days and on end. You can go and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you, they are ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give anything of mine. So there. So Natalia basically declares that, see, these are ours. You can go on wearing 15 jackets. Again, she comments on his dress that you're wearing a dress jacket. Basically, you have come wearing this dress jacket to prove that these Oxen Meadows are yours. Have you, this is a kind of a felony, that you are calling something which is ours yours, and you're wearing a dress jacket and you're trying to prove this point. You can wear 15 dress jackets, but you're not going to prove your point. Okay, no matter how formally you dress, no matter whatever you speak, you are not going to prove the point. Now Lumov says, Natalia Stepanova, I don't want the meadows, but I'm acting on principle. If you like, I'll make you a present of them. Now Lumov says, again, as I told you, that it's a pretty issue. It was not of much cost. So he says that I can give it to you as a present, because he knew that he is going to get married to her, and eventually everything that belongs to him is going to be hers. So he says that I can give you as a present. Natalia, I can make you a present of them myself, because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilevich, is strange to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year, we lent you our threshing machine, although on that account, we had to put off our own threshing machine till November. So basically, like the neighbor fights are, they, start talking about the past, mistakes. So she says that Natalia says that, see, as I told you, that she is a very strong and confident woman. So she says that, even I can give you as a present, because they are not of much cost. I am going to give you as a present. How can you give me something as a present which doesn't belong to you? It belongs to us. You cannot, gift something which is mine to me only. Okay. And she is saying that, see, we always thought you as a good neighbor. We lent you our threshing machine that you didn't return to us, and we had to hold on our threshing for November. As I told you, that they are landowners. They basically deal with, crops and, animals and everything. So she says that, this thing happens, but you behave too as if we are gypsies. Giving me my own land. Yes, you are giving me your own land, my own land. How, what kind of a person you are? No, really, that's not all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent if you want to know. It's impudent, it's wrong, it's basically, you are not, doing a correct thing. It's very wrong on your part that you are saying such a thing to me. You cannot gift me something which is already mine. Lumov, then you make out that I'm a land grabber, madam. Never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. Now, Lomov says that, are you trying to say that I'm a land grabber? Now he takes the offense. He says that you're calling me a land grabber. I have never grabbed anybody's land. Then what he does, that as I told you, that he becomes very nervous. He quickly steps to the carafe and drinks more water. Now carafe basically means a water cooler or something, a water jug, okay, a jug. So he goes to the jug and he drinks more water. Oxen Meadows are mine. After drinking the water again, he repeats that Oxen Meadows are mine. Natalia, it's not true. They are ours. Mine. It's not true. Again, they start fighting. Mine, yours. Lomov, what? My moors will be there this very day. Now Natalia, you know, she threatens him. She gives him a warning. See, I'm going to send my mowers there. Mower means that those who mow the land. It means that the cut the grass or everything. So she says that I'm going to send my mowers, and Lomov says, I'll give it to them in the neck. I'll give it to them in the neck, that I'm going to thrash them. Okay. And basically, I am going to thrash them. I'm going to beat them if you send your mowers. Then Natalia, you dare, don't you dare do such thing. Lomov clutches at his heart. Now Lomov, as I told you, that he is a patient of palpitations and everything, so he touches his, clutches at his heart. Oxen Meadows are mine. You understand, mine. Natalia, please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your own house, but here I must ask you to restrain yourself. Now Natalia, do not raise your voice against me, like it basically happens. So it's just like a typical fight. He's shouting and she's asking her, you should not shout like this. You can make your voice hoarse. It means that your voice can be, it can go to any pitch at your own house, but in my house you cannot shout. So Lomov says, if it wasn't, madam, for this awful excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I would talk to you in a very different way. Now Lomov is thinking to himself, see, you are talking like this to me. We are having this, this kind of a discussion. We are fighting and I am having an excruciating pain. This is excruciating. This is very, this is very painful for me. But if we were not talking about this issue, I would have been talking to you in a very different way, because somewhere in he is thinking in his own mind that I was about to propose you. So I would have talked to you very nicely, but you brought this, you brought this up. So that is why I have to talk like this. Ours, mine, what's the matter? What are you shouting for? So their ours, mine is going on. And meanwhile, this person enters. Chubukov, he enters. Natalia, Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns Oxen Meadows, we or he. Now Natalia, she involves his father as well, her father as well in this conversation, and she asks him, sir, please father, tell me, are the Oxen Meadows ours or his? Chubukov obviously says, darling, the meadows are ours. Again, he calls Lomov with a pleasant name again, and he says, my darling, these are ours. Okay, these are ours. Lomov, but please, Stepan Stepanovich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary. Now Lomov again tells him the whole story again, that my aunt's grandmother gave it to the peasants of your father's grandfather in return of the bricks, and he explains the whole story. But Chubukov says, excuse me, my precious. Now he calls him my precious. You forget just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that, because the meadows were in dispute and so on, and now everybody knows that they are ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan. Now Chubukov is talking about the plan. Every village has a plan. Every person, every village, they mark, they have a plan where the land is marked and everything. So he says, you're saying now that your aunt's grandmother gave them as a gift, gave them as a, in exchange of the bricks and everything. But, they didn't pay your aunt's grandmother because it was a disputed property. He says that it's a disputed property. But now the Oxen Meadows belong to us. He is talking about the plan. So, I shall. He says, I shall. Lomov, I'll prove to you that they are mine. You won't prove it, my darling. Now, Lomov is saying that I'm going to prove it to you because I have the documents. But Chubukov says, you shall not prove. Shall not prove. Dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There. Lomov, I don't understand. How have you the right to give away somebody else's property? Now they're, having this kind of, the haughty conversation is, going on. And Chubukov says that, you cannot yell on me. You cannot shout. Okay. You have, you cannot shout and like, people usually say while fighting, you are not going to prove anything just by shouting. You cannot prove anything by lying, you're lying. And, I will give the land to the peasants instead of you. There he says that, yes, I have proven it. I'm going to give the land to the peasants instead of you. I am not giving anything of mine that is yours, and I'm not taking anything that is yours. So just stop this conversation. But Lomov says, I don't understand. How come you can give my thing to me? Okay, as both of them are, adamant on this thing that, Oxen Meadows are theirs and they cannot gift it to each other. Chubukov says, you may take it, that I know whether I have the right or not, because young man, I'm not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice. Now, as we know that Lomov was basically shouting, he was yelling. Chubukov is obviously elder than him. So he's saying that you cannot talk to me like that, the way you're speaking, your tone is not good. See, young, you are a very young person, and you are, I'm twice of your age. Like usually the things happen, the elder people, they take advantage of their age and they say that you cannot talk to me like that, I'm twice your age and this and that. How dare you speak to me like that? Lomov says, no, you just think I'm a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. See, Lomov also has a point. Lomov was saying that, okay, first of all, you're saying that this, doesn't belong to me, okay? And now you're saying that I should not talk to you in this way. How can I talk calmly with you when you are, calling me a land grabber, when you are telling me that this land doesn't belong to me? Good neighbors don't behave like that. Stephen Stepanovich, you are not a neighbor, you are a land grabber. Now he calls him a grabber. You are a grabber. Now Chubukov say, what's that you said? Natalia, Papa send the mowers out to the meadow at once. Now Natalia is saying that we'll send our mowers, and Papa, let's send our mowers to that land, and this will prove that the land is ours, because if we will send our mowers to that land, it means that the land belongs to us. Chubukov, what did you say, sir? Now Chubukov is again trying to intrigue him by saying, what did you call me? What did you call me? He's stuck on that thing that he called him a grabber. So Natalia says, Oxen Meadows are ours and I shan't give them up. Shan't give them up, shan't give them up. Now she's repeating again and again, I shan't give them up. I'm not going to give them to you. Lomov, we'll see. I have the matter taken to court and then I'll show you. Now Lomov, he's saying that I'll show you to the court. I'm going to take you to the court. I'm going to prove it because I have the documents and everything. Chubukov, to court, you can take it to court and all that. You can. I know you are just on the lookout for a chance to go to the court. Chubukov says, yeah, I know that you're going to take it to the court. You are seeking every chance to go to the court. I guess you love to go to the court. You petty fogger. All your people were like that. All of them. Now he's saying all these things to Lomov. Now they're, bringing each other's family, they'll bring each other's family into the matter, because, when people are quarreling, they bring each other's families and they're saying that you're a petty fogger, you're a petty fogger. Petty fogger basically means that you're a person, who charges, who are involved in, petty issues, petty legal issues you're involved in, and you are all like that. He's saying that your whole family is like that. And Lomov says, never mind about my people. The Lomovs all have been honorable people and not one has ever been tried for embezzlement like your grandfather. Now he accuses his grandfather. See, my family is very honorable, but your grandfather was caught for embezzlement. Embezzlement means cheating. Okay, your grandfather was caught for cheating, but my family is very honorable. Chubukov says, you Lomovs have had lunacy in your family, all of you, all. He says that you have all lunacy in you. It means that all your family members are mad. As we can see in the case of, Lomov, after, seeing his health conditions and the way he talks, we can make out that he is a little bit, he has a little, mental condition. Natalia, all, she also emphasizes, yes, all of you are lunatic. Chubukov, your grandfather was a drunkard and your younger aunt, Nastasia Milanova, ran away with an architect and so on. And now he starts, bringing his family in between, your grandmother was like that, your aunt was like that, your grandfather, he was a drunkard. And Lomov says, and your mother was humpbacked, clutches at his heart, something pulling in my side, my head, help, water. Now Lomov says, and your mother, she was humpbacked. Humpbacked means people who have a little bit of hump, in their backs. And you know, now as they're involving each other's family, so the conversation even becomes even more, you know, haughty. And Lomov says, oh, he's clutching his heart, you know, he cannot believe his ears, and he's saying, see, something is pulling me. As we already know that, you know, something pulls him while he's sleeping, you know, somebody pulls him. So he's, you know, feeling the palpitations and everything, and says, oh, I need water and everything. Chubukov, your father was a guzzling gambler, Natalia, and there haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt. Chubukov says, you know, they're saying that, you know, your father was a guzzling gambler, and Natalia says that there were not any backbiters like your aunt, that your aunt was a backbiter. So they're accusing each other's family. Chubukov says, my left foot has gone to sleep. You are an intriguer. Oh, my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last elections, I can see stars where my heart. So now, again, we can see that even Chubukov is having, his physical condition is deteriorating. And he is also like, my heart, my this and that. I can see stars. And because they're fighting so much with each other, they're so, you know, they have raised their voices up to a level where even, you know, their mental condition has taken toll over their body, and they're behaving like that. Natalia, it's low, it's dishonest, it's mean. Chubukov, and you are just a malicious, double-faced intriguer. You are an intriguer. You're malicious, you're a bad, you know, you do this, you do that. And Lomov says, here is my heart. My heart, which way? Where is the door? Oh, I think I'm dying. My foot's quite numb. Goes to the door. And Lomov now basically, because he has had it, you know, enough, and he's just ready to leave the house. And he takes away his hat. Chubukov following him, and don't set foot in my house again. While he's leaving, don't set foot in my house again. Just leave my house and this and that. And Talia also says, take it to court. We'll see. Lomov staggers out. It means that he goes out by force and he leaves the house. Chubukov, devil take him, walks about in excitement. Natalia, what a rascal, what trust one can have in one's neighbors after that. You know, Natalia, now the father and daughter, they're conversing with each other that what kind of a rascal he is, what kind of a person he is. Chubukov, the villain, the scarecrow. Now they're calling each other, you know, they're calling names to each other. Natalia, the monster, first he takes our land, and then he has the impudence to abuse us, then he has the courage to abuse us. How dare he does so? Okay, how dare he does so? How dare he has the courage to do so? Chubukov, and that blind hen? Yes, that turnip ghost has the confounded cheek to make a proposal and so on. What? A proposal? See, Chubukov, as we know that earlier he was calling him my angel, my precious, my this and that. Now he was calling him, you know, the names you can see, the villain, the scarecrow, the blind hen, you know, the turnip ghost, and confounded cheek. Okay, so he was calling him by these names, and he was saying that, you know, he proposed you. How dare he propose you? No, how dare he bring a proposal? Now, Natalia, what proposal? Now, Natalia, we have seen that, the play went on for so long, and she doesn't even know that he was there to propose her. Chubukov, why he came here to propose you, Natalia, to propose to me? Why didn't you tell me so before? So he dresses up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, the wizen-faced frump. Now, he says, yes, he was there to propose you. As soon as Natalia realizes that he was there to propose her expressions completely change. But Chubukov goes on calling him, sir, why are you thinking that he was, dressed in his evening clothes? Why do you think that he was wearing such nice clothes? This stuffed sausage, that wizen-faced frump. Natalia says, to propose to me. Falls into an easy chair and wails, bring him back. Bring him here. Now, Natalia, as soon as she realizes, says, what? He came to propose me. She faints and she, falls into a chair and she says, oh my God, I didn't realize. Please bring him back. Please bring him back. She starts wailing. She starts crying. This shows that she is basically interested in his proposal. Chubukov, bring whom here? Natalia, quick. I'm ill. Fetch him. Chubukov, what's that? What's the matter with you? Oh, unhappy man that I am. I shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We have done for her. Now, see, Natalia is, asking her father to bring Lomov back. As soon as she realizes that he is going to marry her, she is very happy. Not happy basically, but she's wailing. She's just like, oh my God, bring him back. What have I done? I want to get married to him. Please bring him back. So, Chubukov says, Natalia says, I'm dying, fetch him, you just bring him back, okay, bring him back. Chubukov, at once, don't yell, runs out a pause. Now, Don't run. Natalia Stepanova wails, what have they done to me? Fetch him back, fetch him. Chubukov, he's coming and so on. Devil take him. Oof, talk to him yourself. I don't want to. See, Chubukov is quite annoyed. Chubukov is annoyed with his daughter that, see, they were fighting with each other. You know, they were fighting with each other, and now she wants to get married to that person whom, you know, they have been, you know, accusing him. They have been, you know, fighting with him for so long, and now she wants to get married to him. Now Chubukov says, he's coming, I tell you. Oh, what a burden lot to be the father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat, I will indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all of you. Now Chubukov says, see, it's a burden to have a daughter. He's saying that he's basically not happy with Natalia's, you know, reaction when she says that, you know, please bring him back. He does not realize that what kind of a person you are. You know, we were fighting with him and now you want me to bring him back. You're a burden on me. Natalia says, no, it was you, Chubukov. I tell you, it's not my fault. Lomov appears at the door. Now you talk to him yourself. Now, when Lomov arrives, you know, Chubukov leaves the scene. Chubukov, you know, tells her that you talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him. Lomov says, Lomov enters and exhausted. My heart's palpitating awfully. My foot's gone to sleep. There is something that keeps pulling in my side. Now Lomov is telling that, you know, this is happening to me, that's happening to me. I have palpitations, you know, somebody's pulling me, and my foot is numb and this and that. Natalia, forgive us, Ivan Vasilovich. We were all little heated. I remember now, Oxen Meadows really are yours. Now Natalia, she asks for, you know, she apologizes to him. She tells him that, you know, we all were, you know, a little heated. We became a little angry. But now I just realized that Oxen Meadows are yours. It means that she has relented. She has basically given up. And because she realizes that he is going to propose her. So she says that, yes, Oxen Meadows are yours, Lomov. My heart's beating awfully, my meadows. My eyebrows are both twitching, Natalia. The meadows are yours. Yes, yours. Do sit down. We were wrong. Now, they apologize. Lomov, I did it on principle. My land is worth little to me. But the principle, Natalia, yes, the principle, just so on. Now, let's talk of something else. Lomov, the more so as I have evidence, my grandmothers gave the land to your father's grandfather's peasants and this and that. So Lomov is just going on and again that, see, I was fighting with you because it's of principle, because again he tells the story that she gave it to him and this and that. And Natalia is saying, oh, let's talk about something else. Why are you just repeating this again and again? It means that both are apologizing to each other. And Natalia basically wants to step into another conversation. She wants, you know, Lomov to stop talking about that, you know, that petty land, but to propose her. Now Natalia, yes, let that pass. I wish I knew how to get him started. Are you going to start shooting soon? Now Natalia, yes, let's that part. And aside she's saying, oh, why will he, you know, he should just let it go. Let's talk about something else. And then she changes the conversation and she says, are you going for shooting? No, are you going to shoot? No, I'm thinking of having a go at the blackcock on Natalia Stepanova after the harvest. Oh, have you heard? Just think what a misfortune I've had. My dog Guess, who you know, has gone lame. And Lomov tells him, yes, I am going to shoot the blackcock. The blackcock means it's actually, you know, we can say it's kind of a hen which we find in the jungles. It's not a regular hen, but it's a kind of, it's a wild hen. It's a wild hen, okay? Blackcock means it's a kind of a wild hen. So he says that, yes, we are going to shoot that after this, you know, after the harvest season. But, you know, my dog Guess, now they are, you know, talking about each other's dogs. Now, again, a point comes when there is, you know, another fight is going to take off place, and he talks about his, you know, dog Guess. He says that he has gone lame. Lame means that he has gone, you know, he is, you know, one of his foot is not working well. Natalia, what a pity. Why? Lomov, I don't know. Must have got his leg twisted or bitten by some other dog. Oh, my very best dog. To say nothing of the expense, I gave Minorov 125 rubles for him. Now Lomov comes to his dog Guess, and we'll come to know that Lomov loves his dog a lot, and he is quite, you know, proud of him. And he says that, you know, I don't know. First of all, he tells that what may be the reason of him going lame. Maybe somebody, you know, maybe he twisted his leg, or maybe, you know, some other dog bit him, but now he has gone lame. It means one of his leg is not working. And then he says that, you know, I gave 125 rubles for him. Natalia, it was too much, Ivan Vasilovich. Lomov, yes, I think it was very cheap. He's a first-rate dog. But Lomov says, no, Natalia doesn't believe. Natalia says, what? You gave 125 rubles? It's quite a good amount. But he says that, see, it's nothing because he's a first-rate dog. It's quite cheap. Natalia says, see, we gave 85 rubles. Papa gave 85 rubles for his squeezer. Now, there is a discussion about two of the dogs. One of the dog is Guess, which belongs to Lomov, and the other is Natalia's dog, and that is Squeezer. She says that, Squeezer is far much better than Guess, and we only gave 85 rubles for that. So that is why I think that you have given quite a lot amount for your Guess. Lomov says Squeezer is better than Guess. What an idea. Squeezer better than Guess. Now Lomov says, yeah, what? You're saying that Squeezer is better than Guess? What are you saying? He starts laughing. He doesn't believe. He says, yeah, Squeezer better than Guess. Natalia, of course he's better. Of course, Squeezer is young. Now Natalia is giving the reason that why is Squeezer better than Guess. She says that he may develop, he is young. He may develop a bit. It means that he is going to grow up. But on points and pedigree, he's better than anything that even Volchnitsky has he's got. So she's explaining that why is he better. She's saying that it's a very good dog on points and pedigree. It means that he is better than the other dogs. Lomov says, excuse me, Natalia, but are you forgetting something? Your dog is overshot. Your dog is overshot. What do you mean by overshot? See, overshot means the upper jaw is bigger than longer than the lower jaw. See, this thing you need to understand. He is saying that Squeezer is overshot. It means that his upper jaw is longer than his lower jaw. It means, obviously, this kind of a dog cannot be good for, hunting, because if he'll bite on something, if he'll grab on something, he might not be able to do that because his upper jaw is longer than the lower jaw. So he's telling his flaw that your Squeezer is overshot, so he cannot be better than my Guess. Natalia says overshot. Now Natalia cannot, Natalia doesn't believe. Natalia says, what? It's the first time that I'm hearing this, Lomov. Yes, I assure you that his lower jaw is shorter than the upper jaw. Natalia says, have you measured? Have you measured his lower jaw and upper jaw? Lomov says, yes. He is all right at following. He may follow, but he cannot grab anything. He cannot take a grab of anything. Natalia says, in the first place, our Squeezer is a thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and chisels, while there is no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. He's old and as ugly as a worn-out cab horse. Now Natalia tells him that, see, my Squeezer is quite better. He's a thoroughbred animal. He is a good breed, dog. And she also says that he's a son of harness and chisels. But your Guess, he looks like a worn-out cab horse. Worn-out cab horse means, the cab horse, the horses which are used to, for riding the cabs and everything of, the horse carts. So like those horses are worn out and they are used. He's just like a used dog and he's very old. I won't take 5 squeezers. So he said, yes, I agree that he's old, but I won't take 5 squeezers. He's not compared to that. And Guess is a dog. For Squeezer, well, he's not even a dog. So now Lomov is making fun of Squeezer and he's saying, no, Squeezer is not a dog. And anybody you like has a dog as good as Caesar. It means he's saying that any dog is better than Squeezer. Squeezer is such a bad dog that you can compare him with any other dog. Natalia, there is some demon of contradiction in you today, even Vasilvich. Now Natalia says, there is an evil of contradiction. It means that there is something gotten into you. Ivan, you are saying all the things that you are saying are wrong. What are you saying? Guess is better than Squeezer. Now she is saying that Squeezer is better, Squeezer is perfect, your Guess is silly, and Squeezer is 100 times better. Whereas Lomov is saying that, you see, you think, I guess you are saying that, a devil has taken me. I think you are a blind. Either you take me for a blind or a fool, but you must realize that Squeezer is better. But Natalia says it's not true. It means that they're still fighting over each other's dogs. It's not true. Now again they're fighting with each other. Why talk rot? It's awful. It's time your Guess was shot and compare him with Squeezer. Now Natalia is saying that your dog is so old that he should be shot. What basically happens is when the dogs grow old, they are shot. So Lomov and Natalia, again, they are fighting with each other and they are saying that, whose dog is better. They are fighting over this issue. Natalia says, I shan't shut up until you acknowledge that Squeezer is 100 times better than your guess. Now she's saying, I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to close my mouth unless and until you accept that he is better. Lumov, 100 times worse. Natalia, there is no need to hang out your silly guess. He's half dead already. Now shut up. My heart's busting. Again, we can see that, Lumov starts feeling, sick. And he says that, you see, again, my heart is whelping. You shouldn't say like that, my dog is better, you shouldn't say this thing. Now they keep on comparing each other's dog. Now Chubukov, what's the matter now? Chubukov again enters the scene, and Chubukov is surprised to see that again they have, started quarreling with each other. He said that, oh, they were quarreling again, they are quarreling again. Why are they fighting for? Natalia says, Papa, tell us truly, which is better, our Squeezer or his guest, Lamov, Stepan Stepanovich, I implore you to tell me that is your Squeezer overshot or not. Now Lamov directly comes to the point that, okay, we are fighting for each other's dogs, but do tell me this thing, isn't Squeezer an overshot? Chubukov says, and suppose he is. Chubukov accepts, okay. Even if he is the best dog in the district. Lumov says, but isn't my guess better? Now Chubukov says, don't excite yourself. Now Chubukov again, as expected, he did not actually believe on Lomov, and he was just, just like his daughter said, allow me. Your guess certainly has his good points, guess can be better. He's purebred, he's firm on his feet, but if you want to know any two defects of your dog, he's old and he's short in the muzzle. He's short in the muzzle. He's short in the muzzle means his muzzle means his nose and everything. It's short. It's not very long. So they are arguing. Now Lumov says, excuse me, my heart, let's take the facts. You will remember that one of the Marsunsky hunt, my guest ran neck and neck with the Count's dog, while your Squeezer was left a whole verse behind. Now Lumov is saying, Lumov, let's talk about the facts. My guess was running neck and neck. So he's giving an incidence, he's talking about an incidence where, he was running. Guess was equally competitive compared to the Count's dog, and your Squeezer was left behind. Chubukov says he got left behind because the Count's whipper hit him with his whip. Now basically they are talking about some race or something where Squeezer, Guess, and the Count's dog, they participated. So he's saying that, he was running neck and neck with him. Count's dog was very good. But whereas your Squeezer was left behind. So Lumov, and with good reasons, the dogs are running after a fox when Squeezer goes and starts worrying a sheep. So Lumov says, see, my dog, he hunts, fox, while your Squeezer, he is only worried about the sheep. He is running after the sheep. Chubukov, it's not true, my dear friend. I'm very liable to lose my temper. And so just because of that, let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is always jealous of everybody else's dog. So Chubukov, again, he's trying to be reasonable, and he says that, see, let's not fight with each other. Let's not start again. Because everybody is jealous of others' dogs. This usually happens. Dogs are just like children. People are jealous of each other's children. So similarly, he says that let's not talk about it. There is no point of discussion. Yes, we are all like that. We are blameless. No sooner we'll begin with this and that, see, Chubukov says that I am very short-tempered. I'm very short-tempered and we might fight again. Lumov, I remember too. Chubukov teases him. I remember too. What do you remember? Lumov says, my heart, my foot's gone to sleep. I can't. Natalia, my heart. Now, Natalia is saying that what kind of a hunter you are. You're always saying your heart, my heart, my heart. We can see here that Lumov again has a medical condition and he's saying, oh, my heart. He's doing like that. And he says that, you are not good for anything. You're not good for, hunting. You should just go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch black beetles, not after foxes. My heart. Now she says that, what? My heart. Now Chubukov and Natalia, basically they are teasing this person. They are teasing Lomov, and they are saying you should catch black beetles. It means that you should catch insects. You should not run after fox because you're always, your heart is beating so fast. Chubukov, yes, really, what sort of a hunter are you anyway? You ought to sit at home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. Now they are talking about his medical condition, that the kind of medical condition you have, you're always talking about your palpitations. You should, sit at home. You should not go hunting. You should not argue with people. And let's change the subject. You are not a hunter as well. Your dog is bad and even you're not a hunter. So Lumov says, and are you a hunter? You only go hunting to get in with the count and to intrigue. Oh my heart, you are an intriguer. Now Lomov calls him, see, you are also a intriguer, you are also a pretender, you are also not a, a hunter, you also only go with, the count. Chubukov, what? I'm an intriguer, shut up, shut up. Again, they are, fighting. Boy, pup, old rat, Jesuit. Now Chubukov calls him boy, pup, and Lomov calls him old rat, Jesuit. Chubukov, shut up or I'll shoot you like a partridge, you fool. Chubukov threatens Lomov that I'm going to shoot you like a partridge, I'm going to shoot you like a bird, you fool. You are fighting with me. Lomov, everybody knows that. Oh my heart, your late wife used to beat you. My feet, temples, sparks, I fall, I fall. Now Lomov is saying that, Chubukov, your late wife, she used to beat you. Then he says, oh, my heart, my temple. Temple means here. He's saying that, oh, it's paining. Oh, my God, I'm seeing the, I'm going to fall. I fall. Chubukov, and you are under the slipper of your housekeeper. And, my wife used to beat me, but your housekeeper keeps you underfoot. She beats you. Lomov says, there, my heart's burst. Now, Lomov's condition is, continuously deteriorating. And he says, doctor. But Chubukov, he keeps on continuing, boy, milksop, fool, I'm sick, this and that. Now, Natalia, what sort of a hunter are you? You can't even sit on a horse. Now, Natalia tells him that, you can't even sit on a horse. And what's the matter with him? But now, he says, but now we know that Natalia, this Lomov, he faints. Lomov faints, and when he faints, she says, Natalia's, she assumes that he's dead. Chubukov, I'm sick, I can't breathe air. Natalia, he's dead. Ivan Vasilevich. Now Chubukov is also fainting. Lomov is also fainting. And, Natalia assumes that now, Lomov, since he was not drinking water, since he's not saying anything, she assumes that he is dead. Chubukov, oh, what is it? What is it? Natalia wails. Natalia starts crying. See, Lomov has, he has fainted. He has died. Chubukov, who's dead? So he is, my word, water, a doctor, this and that. Why don't I put a bullet in my, now Chubukov is lamenting over this thing. Chubukov is saying, oh my God, what have I done? It means he's dead. He's not drinking water. He's not drinking water because they were offering him water when he fainted. He didn't drink water, so they believed that he is dead. Oh, why don't I put a bullet in my train? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? What am I waiting for? Give me a knife. Give me a pistol. Lomov moves. He seems to be coming around. Drink some water. That's right. Now Chubukov is saying that why did I do something to this person? Because when he realizes that he's dead, he says that why don't I kill myself, and what have I done to him? But Lomov starts moving. Lomov says, I see stars. Where am I? I see stars. Where am I? And Chubukov says, hurry up and get married and well to the devil with you. She's willing. Now Chubukov finally says that please get married to my daughter. Please propose her. Please, you just get married and you just deal with each other. He's so much frustrated. He says that she's willing and all that, and you just get married to her. Lomov says, what to whom? He's still not unconscious. He's still, in his subconscious, and he's, what to whom? To whom should I get married? Chubukov says, yes, she is willing. Kiss and be damned to you. Natalia, he's alive. Yes, I'm willing. Chubukov, kiss each other. Chubukov is, adamant on kiss each other and be done with it. Okay, just you get married to each other. Lomov, kiss whom? Very nice too. They kiss, finally they kiss, and, excuse me, what's it all about? Now I understand. My heart stars, I'm happy. Now, when he wakes up and he kisses Natalia, and he soon realizes, now I remember what's happening, because he was still unconscious. But when he became conscious, he says that, okay, finally, I'm happy. I'm happy that you have said yes to me. And, it means that Natalia had accepted his proposal. Natalia says, yes, I'm happy too. I'm happy too to accept your proposal. Chubukov says, what a weight off my shoulder. Chubukov obviously says, oh my God, what a burden off my shoulders, just get married to each other and be done with it. Natalia says, but you will admit that now guess is worse than squeezer. Lomov, better. Now still they're fighting with each other. Natalia is saying that, see, okay, we have, you have proposed to me and I have accepted and we are both happy, but still you have to believe that squeezer is better than guess. Lomov says, no, better. Natalia, worse. So Chubukov, well, that's a way to start your family bliss. Well, that's a way to start your family bliss means happiness. That's a way to start a family. Because usually, as I told you, when people propose each other, they are very happy, they're joyful, and they're not fighting with each other. They start fighting after the marriage. But they have started, fighting before marriage. And Chubukov says, okay, let's bring champagne and everything. Now, Lumov, he's better, worse, and they still continue fighting. And this was a wonderful way to start with a wedding. So, let's move further now. Okay, let's look at the word meanings. There were very, different words being used here because, we were talking about a play. When we talk about a play, the conversation takes place, and in the daily conversations, there are a lot of words which are quite different what we usually, read. So, okay, let's see. Karaf. Karaf means flask, jug or picture. He was drinking from the karaf. Then igard. Igard means expressing surprise, anger or affirmation. He says that she's agard. She's agard means that she's going to be happy. He says now that she's agard, she's lovesick. Excruciating means intensely painful. Gypsies means a group of nomadic people who travel from one place to another. So gypsies are basically nomads who go from one place to another, because he says that you are calling us gypsies. Horse, sounding rough and harsh. Impudence means audacity or courage. How dare you have the audacity to do this thing. Lame, unable to walk as a result of an injury affecting the leg. As we could see that Yes was lame. It means that one of his leg was not working. Perpetuity, the state or quality of lasting forever. She gave the land in perpetuity. It means that she gave permanently the land to his father's grandfather, to the peasants of his father's grandfather, so that she could get, bricks in return. Impudent, not showing due respect for another person. Palpitation means heartbeat. As we could see that he was having palpitations. Palpitations means his heartbeat was growing very fast. Which, a sudden quick movement or feeling. Twitch, actually it's not which, it's twitch, because his eyebrow was twitching. Twitching means it was, moving like this. Confounded means confused. He calls him, as we could see, Chubukov calls Lumov a confounded sheik. Confounded sheik means a confused person. Desitance, a currency. Hysteric means mad cries. He starts, hysterics. The way she was reacting, the way Natalia was reacting, she was in hysterics, she was mad cries, she was crying loudly. Wedge means lying in between. As we could see that the Oxen Meadows were wedged between the birch woods and the burnt marsh. So, important key points. So there are 3 characters in this drama. As I told you, Chubukov, a landowner, Natalia, who's 25 years old, and his daughter. Lumov is a 35-year-old bachelor landowner, suspicious by nature, who lives in Chubukov's neighborhood. Lubov makes a visit to Chubukov's house in a very formal dress. He is welcomed by Chubukov. As we could see, that Chubukov was quite surprised at why is he wearing such an evening dress. They talk formally, but internally Chubukov is wondering about the reason of the visit. He seems afraid whether Lumov has come to borrow money, but he resolves not to give him any. So they were talking formally, as people meet with each other after a very long time, and the way the formal neighbors talk. So they're talking with each other, but he's still wondering that why has he come? So what is the purpose of his visit? Has he come to ask for money? But he's resolved that he's not going to give him money. Chubukov finally asks about the reason of his arrival. So Chubukov, he could not, control himself, and he asks that why are you here? After a slight hesitation and beating about the bush, he was just going round and round. Then he finally said that he had come to ask for Natalia's hand in marriage. The proposal makes the father extremely happy. He affirms that Natalia will like the proposal. So he confirms that, yes, I'm happy, and even Natalia is going to like the proposal. Lomov is on cloud 9, or is on cloud 9 means he's very happy. Lomov becomes very happy. He starts jumping and behaving joyfully with the thought that Natalia is very beautiful and will be an excellent homemaker. Is an average looking girl. He just starts thinking that she's an average looking girl and she's going to make him very happy because she's an excellent homemaker. Natalia also comes in. The conversation with Natalia begins, and Lomov anxiously waits for the moment for her to, then Natalia comes and he's waiting for the opportunity to propose her. But after some times, the conversation drifts for, they are talking about the Oxen Meadows, as we know. But discussion turns to an ugly, heated argument. Soon it starts, soon it turns into a heated argument. And Chubukov also comes back, and Chubukov also joins the conversation, and the conversation becomes very heated. Suddenly, Chubukov and Lomov start abusing and accusing each other very indecently. So we could see an indecent behavior. They were, calling each other names, and they were even involved each other's family. Lomov feels pulse and palpitations. He leaves the place in huff. After Lomov's departure, Chubukov tells his daughter about Lomov's proposal for Natalia. Once Lomov leaves, because his heart starts beating very fast, so he just leaves the place, and Natalia comes to know that he had come to propose him. At this, she starts crying and insists her father to bring Lomov back. Lomov comes back, they apologize to each other and resume simple talk. So finally, the fight was over and they start, talking about something else. Natalia internally is desperate to listen to the proposal. This time again, their talks get stuck over the superiority of their dogs. So again, Natalia, as she changed the subject, and she was, curious that when is he going to propose to me? But that doesn't happen, and they start talking about the superiority of their dogs, Guess and Squeezer. Natalia says her Squeezer is far better than Lomov's Guess. That is totally unacceptable to him. He claims his Guess is the best. Chubukov again comes and jumps into the ring of verbal fight. Again, we notice the mean exchanges of abuses and accusations. Again, we see that Chubukov jumps into the conversation, jumps into the fight back, and he starts, saying that, he joins the conversation, and he also says that, they started verbally abusing each other. Then suddenly Lomov falls down nervously and becomes unconscious. Fearing that he is dead, Natalia starts wailing. Chubukov appears quite disturbed by, after all this conversation, Lomov is not able to control and he faints. And after he faints, Natalia, she presumes that he's dead, and Chubukov also says that, I should put a bullet to my heart. He's not able to control himself. Chubukov fumbles and mumbles over his destiny of being the father of a young girl. But after some time, Lomov regains his consciousness and asks them to kiss each other. But finally, when Lomov, he starts moving, then Chubukov says, "Bas, just kiss and be damned with each other." Chubukov blesses them and feels relaxed. This way, Lomov and Natalia begin their conjugal life. They begin their life, but they're still happy. There is a happy ending to proposal, but they keep on fighting with each other. So this was the way the play ended. So homework. What is your homework, children? See, this homework is from your sample paper. This is from your latest sample paper. And the question here is, how can we say that Natalia was continuously successful in maintaining an upper hand during her arguments with Lomov? So, as we were talking about the older times, and at that time, men were more dominating as compared to the women. But we could see here that Natalia was a very, confident girl. So she was always maintaining her upper hand. She was not letting it go. She was always fighting back. And she was always trying to win the conversation. How she was winning the conversation with Lomov, how she was not letting him go, and how she was always better than Lomov in the arguments, that you have to explain. You just have to give any of one example, and you also have to say that why she was better in fighting with Lomov, how she maintained her upper hand in the conversation. So we have multiple examples. You can just use one of the example and be done with it. Okay. So the chapter is finished, the play is finished, and I hope that you understood the chapter, you understood the play. You just read the play once again, okay, and just read the play and just try to imagine the way they are, talking with each other. Okay, thank you so much, children. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.